Well, Michael Goldberg, man, you're the inventor of the Stork Stand.
That's right.
I guess
So
like the
happy to be
bird,
here.
right? The stork. Yeah. And
That's
this
right,
is
the
so
stork.
people could stand up at their desk without paying a fortune for one of those stand-up desks, right?
That's
And,
right.
and
That's
you
our
got
goal,
this
to
on
make it
crowdfunding now that's
affordable.
going for almost under $200. You'll never get anything like this again for the rest of your life, it seems. And really, you invented this thing because of your sore back, right?
Exactly, exactly. That's definitely right. So our goal is to make it affordable and accessible for people to stand at work wherever they are, whether they work in the office or work at home.
It's convenient. I mean, to me, it's not affordable. You still think, well, I'm going to have this contraption or whatever, but no, it's just like a board that you hook onto the back of your seat. Any chair you have in the office, and you can stand behind it and work, and it's just like a desk, huh? Like those $2,000 desks people buy.
Exactly. It's exactly the same as a $2,000 desk, but it's much easier for anyone who just wants to be a little bit healthier. So I came from a background in sports, and I had back problems when I started sitting for long periods of time at work. So it's a neat way if you're just getting introduced to the idea of standing, or you have been thinking about it, you just want to try it for the first time, or you really want it. You're committed to standing for several hours a day, and you know it's going to make you feel better, just like so many of us have learned. It's a neat way to do it. Yeah.
Well, I like it how you have on one of those typical office chairs you put on the back with the rollers, and you could really roll your desk anywhere you want. Well, makerspace is it? Well, what's a makerspace? I mean, there's something. So this is where you worked on inventing this whole thing and making it yourself when you didn't even know how to do it.
That's right. So maker spaces have really started to pop up all over the country. So this one here in San Francisco is one of the bigger ones, and it's really for anyone who has a hardware product that they want to build. So it's kind of like a co-working space, a place where many different people come to work, but it's specifically for people who want to prototype or build something in real life, who have an idea and they want to bring it from a sketch on a napkin that they thought of while they were sitting in the bar, all the way.
Make it. So they have the
Exactly.
tools and the expertise that you could learn how to use those tools and everything.
Right, exactly. So the staff here, they're really knowledgeable, and they have backgrounds in engineering and industrial design. So if you want to come to one of these maker spaces and just take a class, just to figure out if it's something you really enjoy doing, you can take a class on specific tools if you want
Like
to
a
learn.
3D printer or a drill press or all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So a lot of people love to come here and take classes on 3D printing because that's a really neat thing that's happening in the U.S. right now. So, but there are tons of tools. Whether you're looking to make something out of metal, looking to make something out of wood, vacuum forming, anything really.
So you could Google makerspace and probably find one near you somewhere, anywhere in the country, huh?
You can Google makerspace. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you search your area. There are large ones in larger cities. There are smaller ones in smaller cities. So it just depends on where you live. But you can definitely, even online, just learn a lot about the process of taking your idea, your passion, from your sketch all the way through to production and to selling to your first customer.
So you were like at a marketing job or something like that, and thinking about this stuff. And then, so you started working on this on the side while you were doing your job, right?
Yeah. So I worked in technology for a number of years before making the transition over to the hardware side. So I was working a full-time job, and I had this dream, I had this idea, and I started prototyping this while I was still holding my full-time job. And that's really what I tell people. It's a good idea to keep your full-time job while you're working on your passion project, your side project.
Unless you have an uncle to give you $500,000.
Oh, that's true. No, if you have an uncle, then you're set anyway. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so I was working full-time while prototyping this product, Stork Stand, out of this makerspace tech shop in San Francisco.
So you come here after work on weekends, and they'd help you make it, build it until you really saw it developing, huh?
Right, exactly. So you can come here late at night or early in the morning, whenever you have time, right? And you're always excited because this is your passion project. So you learn quickly because you want to ask a lot of questions, and that's that's the way to do it. I mean, you don't want to take too much risk by quitting your job immediately. But as you start to build and you gain momentum and you start to get more feedback from your beta testers and everyone, your community, you'll know when it's the right time to make the transition from.
So this is like having a big company to do this stuff, but you're just doing it part-time and you got all this big company help to support you to do it, huh?
Right. So, I mean, that's the best thing. The most important thing you want to do when you're just starting out, if you have an idea, get feedback. Yeah. Like, get feedback from as many people as possible, whether it's your family and friends or people, strangers. You know, ask them to use it and give you honest feedback. As long as they're being honest, that's the most important thing.
So after you perfected it, that's when you think, hey, now I got to get money to get it out there?
Yeah, so that's exact. So we're on Kickstarter right now. So Kickstarter.com, and you can look up.
Actually, go to your website, right? It's probably easier. Storkstand.com. Right?
Even easier, right? Go to storkstand.com, and there's a link right there to our to a video and a nice page displaying the product.
Oh, great video! I mean, are you the video maker too?
We worked with a team here in the Bay Area, but yeah, so you kind of do everything when you're bootstrapping it. You're in a small team.
Well, that's the fun part. You get to do
exactly. But yeah, so I mean, Kickstarter and these what they call crowdfunding platforms have allowed a lot of small teams to really compete with bigger companies and small individual makers trying to get their idea to market, allow them to not only raise funds but get feedback and just really get validation from their market. So that's.
Well, you got like $25,000 in a week. You know, you didn't make that your normal job, did you?
No. Yeah. But it's a full-time job. Definitely when you're running a crowdfunding campaign, it's full-time. You're trying to talk to as many people as possible. Right. And it's really important that at the start of it, you're talking to your family and friends. So you want to make sure that you're getting their support and you have them lined up and supporting you even before you launch your campaign.
I see. So you got out of the box. So there's a little... better things to do. You may get lucky, but it's better if you plan ahead on this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Just like doing the Stork Stand. I mean, if you just throw up anything, it won't work. But the help you have there, as part of this, and you say, just to use all this equipment and everything, it's like $100 or so a month, and that's it, huh?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a gym membership. Yeah. It's a little more expensive.
Yeah.
A little more expensive
for your brain,
exactly.
Your pocketbook, instead of your muscles. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So you can come, you can use it, use the facilities whenever you want. Again, it's really important to take classes. Ask people about how they're using these tools. But yeah, essentially, you can pay. Every maker space is different, but you can pay $100 to $150 a month, and you can have access to all these tools that professionals would have access to.
Maybe thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and you only needed a few hours. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So it's a neat way to learn. It's a really fun way to learn.
Oh, that's terrific. Michael, it's just a pleasure to meet you, and you're obviously doing good work, and your enthusiasm will share to the rest of us, and that's, I think, the key. I mean, if everyone's as happy doing something every day, then they could share that enthusiasm with the rest of the world and not be miserable like all those people we see on the subway.
Definitely. Yeah. I say if you have a vision, if you have a project that you really want to try it. You don't have to quit your job just yet, but get out there slowly and just make steps to building your dream. So
now in our society, this new economy, it's easy to do with hardly any money.
Yeah, it's true. It's still a lot of work.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing is. If it wasn't a lot of work, it wouldn't be fun.
Well, you're right.
If it was too easy, then you wouldn't care.
You're right.
That's the good part. People don't realize that. Because you're doing something you love, man. You want to do it harder and better.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever.
It's not work. When you're doing something you love, it's not work.
It's not work.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Michael. And to get that thing now, because if you don't get your Stork Stand now, it's going to be more expensive when you're out in the market. So it's Stork. You say it for me. What is Stork?
Stork. It's called Stork Stand. So it's Stork Stand, one word.
Right.
It's all one word. Go to storkstand.com, and we have lots more information about being healthy as you work a desk job. So just be healthier and more productive at your work.
And actually, just to stretch once in a while. At that price, man,
just move around. Yeah, exactly. That's the important part. Move around. Yeah, get the blood flowing.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Michael.
Thanks so much for having me.
Storkstand.com.
Thanks so much.
All right, take care.